Hey family, I wanted to make this quick video and give me a minute to tell you what is happening. I'm going to unpack it in a very short of an amount of a time, and it is a very important information. That's why I don't want you to just go or try to skip it, because you are going to miss the whole point. So a bunch of information that I studied, but I'm going to narrow it down for you what is actually happening. First of all, let's start with there has been a great divide within the United States. It's taking place. As you see, Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, and a bunch of others that are stripping away, also diving deep into what is happening in the Middle East. I mean, Tucker Carlson just had an interview with Ted Cruz, and he asked him questions. Do you understand Iran? And he said, yes. He said, well, how much do you understand Iran? What is the total population? What is the race of Iran, and etc. So, okay, under 100 million Iranians, but also Persia, and Medes. That's where the whole region is used to call Persia, but it's the Iranian people now. And then over time, there's a difference between denomination now, because Islam has a different denomination, so Sunni and Shia. So Shia is I think there is only, I think that's maybe the I surfaced it before how many Shia states are there, but I think Iran is the major Shia state in the Middle East. Major Shia states. Let's see. I want to make sure that I put that major Shia countries. So yeah, there you go. So the primary Shia Muslim majority countries are Iran, Iraq, and Azerbaijan. Additionally, the Bahrain has a Shia majority population, but Lebanese has a Shia plurality. Significant Shia communities also exist in countries like Pakistan, India, Yemen, and Saudi Arabia. But majority Saudi Arabia is a Sunni, and Shia has a less population than Sunni. So then also Shia and the Sunnis, the difference between Shia and Sunnis is because the difference is Sunni and Shia are the two main branches of Islam, with the core difference stemming from a historical dispute over the righteous successor to Prophet Muhammad. Sunni believes the successor should be the chosen by the community, while Shia Muslims believes the successor should be a descendants of the prophets. So that's, I think, the major difference is there, because Islam at the core, if you want to understand, is that the religion is surrounds around it's the Prophet Muhammad being the last messenger of Islam, and emphasis on there, and then deity, which is Allah. So there you go. And there's a much more deeper than in that. But Iran is like, now you see with Israel and Iran, and it's a whole big ordeal is right now, because Iran sees that, in Gaza, a lot of the, Muslim brothers are being persecuted at the hands of Israel. And then also Iran wants to dominate the Middle East. And, Israel is a very strong power in the Middle East as well. And not at the hands of, like, as long as Israel is there, which is Israel, is the main and very key ally with the United States. You got to understand that. And I think Ted Cruz should have also mentioned that. Excuse me. A lot of the things that are happening in the Middle East, Israel plays a key role for the United States in Israel, because otherwise, if Israel is not in the Middle East, United States will not have a strong grip in the Middle East, or when lead, And then somebody would also argue, like, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain. Yes, Israel. United States has the post in there too, but also Israel is a key in there to play a key role in terms of a lot of the things that could come to the United States. In the past, what happens, those things could come, a whole country, whole Middle East could come against the states. Okay, now let's go into the war scenes, what's happening between both. So Ayatollah Khamenei, because the news, that's where they get, the major, everything is being happening. It's like they go to Twitter or X, and now it's called. Ayatollah Khamenei, he's not willing to back down. Although I'm hearing in a Fox News, CNN, all NBC talking about that Iran is begging for mercy. But whenever I see the X tweets on there, that says the other way around. And Ayatollah Khamenei is saying that he is, and by the way, he's an imam. So he says that he wants to tear down, like that's a bitter, the Israel is going to have a bitter fate, and Israel will be sorry for attacking Iran. These kind of things are being said. And then also President Trump is getting involved in this because he's saying that you're not listening, you're not respecting me. What I'm telling you, that give up and surrender, meaning that he wants to see Iran prosper. Iran has a great potential. I know for sure too, because Iran oil is a phenomenal oil. Look at the countries like Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, have a massive oil refineries, and also oil. Those countries prosper. Same thing is for even Brunei. Same thing is for Iran. Iran has chosen a path that down to instead of being a nation that take care of after its own people, but chosen a path to dismantle the Middle East, or dethrones the powers in the Middle East to stick out. But also you got to understand, China plays a very crucial role in Asia too, all over Asia. China is, I think, is the superpower of Asia, with a significant influence of the United States. I'm going to throw that in there too. But now, despite of all this, Donald Trump had on his True Social, he said, my patience is wearing thin because many times I told Iran to come to the table, but they're not coming to the table. But the news saying they're asking for mercy and looking for a route. But see, that's a mismatch of the informations right there. But now what I'm seeing, what is happening there in the down deal is like Israel going to dismantle their nuclear facilities, also their ability to shoot another rockets towards Israel, and also dismantle it to the point that it's going to take them to rebuild the country and also reputation, because Iran should have been more sophisticated than to just say threats, and chanting that to the America and Israel. Should have been looking after their own people, because Iran has majority of its people is in poverty. And Iran should be looking after his own people instead of picking a fight with the countries in the region, because it's and also made a significant money under the administration of Biden. So if U.S. get involved, and this is very important, I want you to know that if U.S. gets involved, then Russia, who already said to Putin, please don't get involved. If United States gets involved and strike Iran, then I think that Russia is going to get involved too, because Russia doesn't want war at their doorstep, because United States is miles of miles, thousands of miles away from the Iran, and Israel is much closer to the Iran. And then if that's were to happen, then North Korea potentially could get involved, and then Turkey could get involved, and then China could get involved, and the whole toppling down of could happen. And I think that's also could involve nuclear, and France could get involved, and because it's an ally, signed a treaty with the United States. It's United States allies, so they would have to go. So UK, that could get UK get involved, and Germany get involved. It's good. This could be a whole mess. And that's why my thinking is if this don't escalate right now and Iran don't come to the table, it could lead to a bigger mess that the world has to deal with it. And that could potentially lead into World War III. And I know there is going to be nations, and the prophecy said that nations could come after Israel because it's happened. It started with Israel. And this is not looking very good, but at the same time, not to scare people, but to say like, hey, we can pray to God, like, God, have your way, not the human will or human emotions to be involved, but really God's will to be done. And for the same time, I'm also excited about the gospel is going to spread out, because that's the true gospel. True gospel brings healing to those who are wounded. True gospel brings reformation and restoration to people who are in a greater need of medicating their pain. So keep that in prayers. God bless you. Sorry for the little longer video, and make sure you share, subscribe, and leave a very nice comment below. Have a beautiful day.